Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim's Plan, and I am back with my mid-month August budget check-in. So this video is going up a little bit later than I was hoping, just because I was waiting for some of the money to kind of come in and to get settled. You'll see what I mean when I jump into the numbers. But this video is basically kind of like a budget slash life update, talking to you about where the numbers are and how I'm shifting my money around. Right now, I'm just not really happy with looking at the negative numbers. And again, you'll notice how I'm shifting some of this money around. But we'll just jump right into it and you can see what I mean with the real numbers. So you can see here my setup is my Happy Planner. It actually is a Happy Planner cover with some Ink United discs, and inside of here is just a like kind of DIY system that I put together for myself. The first part of it is like my bills, then there's a house tracker that I've got here, and then how I'm tracking my expenses or the money that I need to shift back and forth for myself. And so then we're just going to start with the straight categories. This is, again, just a mid-month check-in for my August accounts. I did a kind of full transition back to cashless at the beginning of August. And so now I'm just going to be updating these numbers, using my calculator, calculating it out, again, shifting some money around. And so that's pretty much it. So 2021 shopping, this category is just my miscellaneous spending, and I haven't actually spent anything in the month of August. Everything is pretty much been categorized. Okay, so beauty is the first category here. I bought a set of press-on nails for fall, and I'm excited about using them, but I also need to probably spend a little bit more money to get like better nail glue. So anyway, that's on the list. But what I have left in this beauty fund is going to be $355.15. Now this amount, now that I've started this category, it's $355. I'm probably going to move this money. You'll see that in just a minute. So I might come back to this sheet in just a second. All right, so the next one is car. Car, I have not spent any money. So the car category here, I'm like totally out of screen. The car category is for car maintenance and that kind of thing. So I haven't actually done anything in August. The next one is education. So all my professional fees, things like that. I, again, have not spent anything. And then food. You'll see I have a little note here that I have a meal kit coming. Now food, again, is like you can see I've spent a ton in food. So this is actually one of the categories where I need to make some adjustments. So first of all, right here, we're going to start with this number. This is the last time I did the math here. All right, so I have purchased several meal kits. You can see one right here. Oops, that is not correct. Okay, that's not right. Okay, so let's start over. 197.86 minus 31.76. Right, then I've gone to Starbucks a bunch. We have gone to eat out a bunch, just like picking up like random food here and there. Right, here's like a dinner out with friends. More McDonald's. This is for my daughter, by the way. It's not for me. I'm not actually eating this. Then this one is the one that really has killed me. I got hit with like a pretty big charge for Green Chef. I did not realize it was that expensive. That's just my mistake. But normally I use coupons and things like that to get my meal kits. But I got like basically a $90 charge, which I was not very happy about. So that dollar amount right here got me pretty close to zero, and then I had to buy lunch for work, and now I'm in the negative, right? So now let's go to Krispy Kreme. This is again like for my daughter. I like to treat her every once in a while, but see, now you can see I'm in the negative, right? Still operating in negative, so minus $6. Then here's another coupon for Green Chef, which is $10, and then I got a refund from Home Shelf, which is $4.98. All right, so now I'm negative basically $20. So I'm going to put negative 1832. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is potentially move some money around to offset this dollar amount, just because I need money for the rest of the month, as well as, you know, I mean, I just need to offset that. All right, so this is one of the categories that I'm gonna be fixing in just a second. All right, gas. In terms of gas, what I've spent, I've pumped gas twice, and I'll probably have to pump one more time in this month, right? But we have starting off at 140 minus the 37.17, and then minus the 38.34 means I have $65. So that should be good for two more fill-ups in the month of August. So I feel good about that one. Gifts, I have not actually spent anything in the month of August. We just don't have any birthdays or anything like that in this month. So $308.92 minus, I bought a couple of things for Sophia. They're clothes, which I classify differently than like her toys and things like that. She has her own kind of spending money for that. Right, here's $312 for gifts. That carries me into Christmas too, so I may or may not change that amount. All right, health and beauty, it's all related to like just co-pays, anything I need for like toothpaste, that kind of thing. And so this is one of the things that I did spend. I bought some like dental stuff. So this total now is $13. All right, so I feel okay about that one. Home is home decor. And what we have left in here, I bought some fall stuff at Dollar Tree, you guys. The stuff there is so cute. And I'm so excited about using them. In fact, it's like sitting right here. Like my daughter picked this out, one of the items from Dollar Tree. And then like I got this like really nice ribbon to maybe make a wreath for fall. Like, let me just look at that. Isn't that cute? All right. So anyway, I have it on my table right now just to do something with, but there's home and home decor type stuff. All right, next house repairs. I have not spent any money here. It's still in the negative. And since I'm making adjustments to my categories and like shifting money around, this will be one that I try to get back into the positive. All right, music. Music, I'm actually waiting. I'm gonna not total this quite yet because I made a purchase for music, but the music, like when they send the music to me is when I get charged. So I initially placed the order and it was about $20. Then I only got charged for like $14 of it. So I'm just kind of waiting for all the other stuff to kind of trickle in. So it'll probably be the end of August. So I'm going to hold off on totaling that one. All right. Next one here is planners. Planners is one of my no spend categories you can see here, but I did have some surplus money from like D-stashes, things like that. So I had $31 going into the beginning of August. I pretty much spent it right away. And so I spent it on like some planners. My sister purchased some clearance planners for me. Then I decided I wanted some new markers. Then I wanted to make some new covers. But I also knew that I wanted to spend some of these things because I had destashed like just like a couple of items. So right now I've spent most of the money, but right now I have $3.45 in here. And so my goal for the rest of August is to be able to sell a little bit more so I can get this money back up to, or maybe not, maybe I should just stop buying stuff, right? So that's planners. All right. Now this is like life update here. Like since the beginning of August, I talked about right here how I basically wrote a giant check for tuition for my daughter to go to her K-4 program, a private school program that she's in. Well, pretty much immediately after that video, we got a call from the public school system saying that she had been accepted into one of their K-4 preschool programs, which meant that, you know, basically I could ask for a refund from the private school, but I also had to like run around for the next week buying all of her new uniforms and all that kind of stuff. So basically this is just me trying to figure out like between in the span of like 3 days, getting all her uniforms and that kind of thing. So the numbers here are like, there's a bunch of minuses you can see. And then I pretty much purchased everything I thought I would need, took them home, let her try it. She hated some of it. She loved some of it. So all the stuff that she hated, I returned. And so that's kind of where it is. And one of the big things here you can see is I got my refund from the private school. So this is one of the reasons why I was waiting to record this video, just because I got this check. So let's start right here with this number and see where we're at. So I'm going to start with 0 and then minus a 2,450.96. So that way it equals the negative, right? Then minus all of the new uniform stuff that we needed to buy for her. Like so much money to buy uniforms, guys. I was like super stressing about it because I was just broke. Okay, so at that point, I'm like in the negative, like by almost $3,000. Then I went and returned a bunch of stuff. So let's try to get this back in the positive, right? So here we are, returned a bunch of stuff. And so it brought it back down to like, I mean, I returned maybe like $200 and something. Okay, so that's good. And then I got my check back. So this is where it's going to make a huge difference and we're going to finally be back in the positive. So now I'm back in the positive. And then today, and then we decided to put her in dance lessons. So that's this charge right here. So now for this total, I'm back in the positive. Yay, hooray. And I have enough money to spend on like after school things, babysitting, that kind of thing. That's actually a good amount. And in fact, I don't need that much money. So this is the money that I'm going to be moving around. So you'll see that in just a minute. The money in there also is like the $300 child the tax credit. And so, you know, since we're getting that money for the next few months, I feel comfortable moving money out of there, especially I just don't need $300 a month just for school for Sophia. So I'm going to be moving some of that money around to use in other categories. So here, Sophia is her allowance. So she started off the month with this dollar amount, the $9.76. Because she, again, like I talked about this in the previous budget video, but she decided to buy at the very last week of July, like she was saving up some money to buy something. And so her $20 for the month of August basically like helped counteract the negative that she was in at the end of July. Okay, so she has $9.76 to start off the month. Then she purchased a small little binder thing. I don't know why she wanted that, but that thing was so expensive. It was like $5 just for like a pin pouch, basically. But she wanted it, so she had the money for it. I just let her buy it. So now she only has $3.34. All right, she's gonna have to make it through the rest of the month because we are not changing that. And then last category here, I talked about again in my previous video, but I was planning to go ahead and pay off a trip that we're taking at the end of the year. And so that was like $600 you can see here. So it's gonna be in the negative, but I've decided to go ahead. I did some research in the past couple of weeks about how much we should be saving as a family of 3 to take a vacation, like a nice vacation every year. And I guess the kind of rule of thumb is like ranging from $1,500 to $2,000 per person for a nice vacation. Well, I don't necessarily want to save $6,000 per year to go on vacation, so I'm going to like up the entire annual amount to be around $3,000. That averages out to be about $250 a month. And because I've already been putting money in, you can see here like I put in like $105. I'm just going to like basically do the math to at the end of the year be at 250 for the year, and which means I'll, like, long story short, I'll basically be adding $600 in today. So let's start here, 23, right, and then minus the $600 that I have spent, right, and so I am now negative here. All right, and then again, goal is to try to get some of these things out of the negative. So I'm gonna pull a highlighter. Okay, I couldn't find a highlighter, so I'm just gonna pull out one of my Tombos. So travel is the first one, right? And so right here, I want to add like a mid-August dollar amount. So what I'm gonna do is add right here $600. We're gonna add 600, all right, and retotal that. So it's the 581.70, which is negative, right? And then add 600. Which means I have $18.30. All right. Now, budgeted amount through the end of July was $18.75. And then I add 105 every month. And I'm going to continue adding 105. So for August, whoops. Let's try that. $18.75, right? So August is 105, September, October, November, and December. So the total at the end of the year is $2,400, right? So you may remember from previous video that I basically did a weird cash infusion in like March or April because of like stimulus check money. So it averages out to be $200 a month. Well, now I want it to be at $250 each month, which means, you know, this 24 divided by 12 is 200, but I want it to be 250. So that means there's an increase of $50 per month. So times 12, which means $600. So that's where that $600 came from. Hopefully that math makes sense, but that's where I got that $600 from. So now I'm in the positive here. This was already in the positive, right? This is in the positive now. This is in the positive now, right? House repairs is in the negative, right? And the other one that I have that's in the negative is food. Okay, so let's just double check that. Okay, so that's correct. It's basically just food and this house repairs. So what I'm going to do is the Sophea account right here. Let me go back to Sophea, the school. is $955. I'm thinking of just zeroing out this dollar amount. Okay, so it's going to be $955.86, right? I've already taken $600 for travel, and now I have $355 to place elsewhere. Okay, so I'm gonna do it for food first because this dollar amount is higher than the $355. So I'm gonna put in here in food, right, another $200. So I'm gonna add $200 here. Which will bring my total here to 1832, oops, whoa, 1832 negative, right, plus $200 is 181.68. Okay, that's good. All right, and so those two totals, 600 and 200 is 800. I'm going back to the Sophea school category, and right here, I will take this $800 out. Okay, so minus for August, $800. Again, I put 600 in travel and 200 in food, right? So this total now is, oops, $155.86, right? And one last category where I'm taking money out of is going to be the beauty category. I have $355. Let me check my house category. Right, it's like $355 and then $367. Okay, so I'm gonna take, okay, I'm gonna say 300 from here and 100 from Sophea. Okay, so I'm gonna take from here minus for August, sorry, 300. So this leaves me with $55.15. All right, and then I'm going to go back to the school. I should have done this first before I like actually totaled this out. All right, so I'm going to minus it again. Okay, it will be another $100. Okay, so this new total is going to be $55.86, which is very similar to the beauty category, is it not? There's like some weird symmetry that goes here. So this is $55.86 and this is $55.15. Okay, so either way, this is 300 and 100. So that money is going to be basically moved to this home or house category. Where is it? House right here. So again, 300 from beauty, 100 from Sophea, which means in this category, I'm adding $400. Okay, so then 367, which is negative, plus the 400 is going to be, right, 32.98, right? Hopefully nothing happens the rest of August because every month I'm adding $300. So I should be able to build this back up. And now let's do a final check. I think everything's back in the positive. I hope it is at least. Like I just did all that math for nothing. All right, so this is a no spin category. I still have money here. This one's positive and like super like inked out. All right, this one's positive, this one's positive. It's positive here, positive here, positive here. All right, positive, positive. I have money in all of these accounts. Positive. This one is positive. It's 80 minus $20 basically. Positive here. This is still positive. Sophia still has $3. Right, and now travel is positive. So I feel good about this, right? I just shifted some money around. I just shifted the money that I already had allocated in different categories to the categories where I have been overspending. So I'm very excited about that. One of the benefits of a budget is that you can tweak it as you need to. So I am very, very happy about that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's been kind of out of screen, like there's just no room on my desk right now, and so like I'm trying to squeeze it in the space that I have that's clean, so that's why it's kind of like probably a little bit more zoomed in than you might be used to, but I do hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.